Various war movies deal with being captured and imprisoned by an enemy force during warfare. The majority of these prisoner of war movies revolve around World War II, and occasionally other 20th century conflicts like World War I and the Vietnam War. Some focus on survival, while others are centered around escape, and are generally based on or inspired by real-world events. Jean Renoir was arguably at the peak of his directing powers in the 1930s, making films that commented on aspects of society in ways that could be equal parts funny and sad. Grand Illusion does lean more on the serious side of things, as the prisoner of war drama also unpacks class differences through its narrative. Grand Illusion is a complex and always intriguing classic of French cinema, and undoubtedly one worth checking out for those who want to see a daring film lay the foundation for many war and prison movies to come. Telling a story about a clash of cultures while being set almost entirely in a prison of war camp, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence really has it all. It's a strange yet hypnotic movie with a constant conflict playing out inside the camp, one just as emotionally devastating as the conflict happening outside. It's a tense and troubling film, but still, it remains easy to recommend Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence to those who appreciate the war genre, but want to see something they probably haven't experienced before. An incredibly underrated war movie that deserves a lot more attention than it gets, Devils on the Doorstep takes a unique approach to the prisoner of war subgenre. Devils on the Doorstep is also surprisingly funny and satirical for its first 2 acts, before seamlessly jumping into a more devastating and harrowing final act that drives home a strong anti-war sentiment. In conveying the madness of war, the film is strikingly effective overall, both when it feels funny and tragic. A Best Picture winner, perhaps The Bridge on the River Kwai, is commenting on how the human mind and spirit needs to latch on to whatever it can to keep the body going in difficult circumstances. Or it could just be a commentary on the mindlessness and pointlessness of war. The ambitious feature is successful in every regard, justifiably earning its status as a classic in the process. The Great Escape has the perfect title, as it's all about an escape, and it's an undisputably great movie. The Great Escape is a movie that runs for almost 3 hours, but that runtime ends up flying by thanks to its incredible pacing and suspense. War movies don't get much better than this, and The Great Escape remains the gold standard for how to craft a prisoner of war movie.